Hello friends, now I am going to start the discussion about your second chapter, Indicators of Growth and Development. What's the meaning of indicator? First you understand. Indicate means show, identify by the specific element that what is called growth, what is called development. Such indicators about growth and development are discussed in this chapter. Now see, when I am going to start this chapter, I should discuss first about its some preface, because preface is most important here. From the preface you will understand the concept of development in present modern lifestyle. Okay, mainly remember, so many countries in the world after the Second World War has accepted concept of development as concept of economic development in their aspect of development in their center. Means center point of the development after the Second World War is started to be considered by economic development. Means if the economically country is better, then their development is also good, right? Financial importance increased after Second World War. That one I want to say. Now remember one thing. The Second World War completed in 1944-45. So thereafter, the world's different countries are divided in different sections, as like developed nations, developing nations, and underdeveloped nations, right? And see, every country has some their own problem, but basic problem in most of the countries which are considered to be developing countries have mainly similar kind of the questions, as like unemployment, as like poverty, as like hunger death, means death due to the hunger is taking place. Thereafter, inequality of income and wealth within different classes of the society, means rich and poor class. So here, awareness in the countries about development started to increase. Means here I am talking about in the mind of countries, means in the mindset of developing countries, the awareness of development started to come in their mind. So now here every developing nation started from their side to reduce the gap of per capita income. It means they started to make efforts to make their every person not completely equal, but up to some extent equal regarding income per person ratio. It is never possibly at these days in world that the rich and poor come closer, but here the income ratio means average income of every person should be at least at some level. So due to that, what will happen? The income level will reduce, gap of the income level will reduce, and due to that the standard of life of every person in those countries may also become good. So here one big difference you have to keep in your mind. The concept of the development for developing nation is to reduce the gap between higher and the lower income. Per capita income tries to bring at the equal level. 100% equality is not possible. And also make this usefulness of this per capita income for upliftment of standard of life in their country's people. Okay, now the same point relate to the developed nation. We can say that developed nation means the rich nation has to only think about keeping the per capita income or the national income in the respective country at higher level. Means they should not allow their per capita and the national income bring it down, but they try to make it at higher level. Okay, one thing more. Developing countries' aim is first and last to improve standard of life. But how it is possible? I said the per capita income increase. But per capita income increase or make it equal means make the opportunity available for everyone for employment, and it means reduce the unemployment and reduce the poverty. Okay. Now here it is clear in your mind that the concept of the development for developing nation and concept of the development for developed nation both are different, but in general way main thing is clear. Increase the income is first and last for all. Maybe I talk about developed nation or am I talk about developing nation, but for both kind of groups we need to do it. In the past, here you remember the concept of growth and concept of development were used as somehow connectively. But as the time passed, the economists of world started to think for both in a different manner, and in that way one economist, Mrs. Ursula Hicks, had suggested one statement. What is the statement? Means they said that what is the difference of developing nations problem and developed nations problem? So here she gave one line that try to bring the solution of economic problem for developing nation is called development, and try to bring the solution for economic problem for developed nation is called economic growth, because basic every necessities in developed nation is easily satisfied, so they don't need any more. Means basic requirement of every person is completely fulfilled here. But when we are talking about any other aspect, we need to think about it, that what we try to do. and it makes it very clear that first you think about the solution of developing nation. On sequence, it will come to the developed nation. So when you start the development, at the result, growth comes. So never try to make the growth, but try to make the development is basic understanding here. Okay. So this was the primary section of the understanding. From this section, you have to bring it out some main points of it. Okay. Now the question comes here, the statement of the Ursula Hicks. I have said the solution for the economic problem of the developing country is the economic development, and for the developed country is economic growth. This is the one-liner answer for you. But now the big question comes. Explain the meaning of economic growth, easily define it, and explain its limitations. So now I am explaining about its meaning. So in general meaning, growth means economically reach to the higher level. Means in a number, how much you earn is called your growth. Economic growth relate with the long time period to increase total output of an economy or the nation. So it is very clear that the real national income increase, national income, I use the word, and real per capita income also increase. Means income increase is showing growth. So it is possible only due to increase in supply of different factors of production. Now you also know which factors I am talking. Labor, capital, land, and entrepreneurship. So as the efficiency and productivity increase, but when it will increase? When the supply of the factors of production increase, then its productivity and efficiency will also increase, and it leads the process of increase in real national income and per capita income. So as the production increase, income is also increasing, and this way, and in this way it is called quantitative change. Quantity means the proportion, how much. Country's income is also considered by the proportion, so it is not to be ignored. How much the country earning, where they utilize is the second thing. Here I am not talking about, I am talking about how much. So the quantitative change, economic growth shows that increase in total production is deciding country's economic status. Means which country is earning how much decides country's status, and it makes comparison between more than one country's economical conditions. So here the two people, their definitions I am discussing now. First, Professor Hansen. Okay, what he says? Economic growth refers to growth rate of national income and rise in total quantum. Quantum means total production of goods and services. Means how much you are producing, and due to that how much your total income increase. It shows your economic growth. I am talking regarding the nation. Second definition is given by the Simon Kuznets. Okay. In economics, the name of the Kuznets is very important to remember. Okay. A long-term increase in capacity of a country, a long-term increase in capacity of a country to supply diverse economic goods to its people. I repeat, a long-term increase in capacity of a country to supply diverse, it's a different type of economic goods to its people, is known as economic growth. Means in a year, how much type of the goods and services you are able to produce and to provide the people within long-term increase. So here whenever I am talking about the long-term, means more than 3 years I am talking so. Okay. So how much you are producing, which number of types of the production you are providing to the people makes the economic growth easy, faster and higher. Okay, now the last point of the topic I am discussing, limitations. 4 points are there. First is, it is considering only quantitative change. How much income is increasing here. It is called quantitative change. Second, here only national income and per capita income rise is taken in consideration, but not taken in consideration about institutional factor and psychological factor relate to the growth and progress, is not taken in mind, right? Only the how much you earn, in which way you earn is not given importance, but how much you earn is more important. But ultimately it is a limitation that other factors of the earning is not taken in mind. Third, it says this is a narrow concept because only production or the income is taken in mind. Nothing more than that. How much it effect is not taken in mind, because here only how much proportion is there, right? And last point is, concept of economic growth is not more in use to understand welfare of the people. Welfare of the people comes means the satisfaction and the benefits to the people is coming and is discussing here. Then its discussion is not only the discussion relating to your earning is taken in mind, right my friends? So topic is completed relate to the limitation of concept of economic growth. Okay.